श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। Shri Ganesh Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha. So today's verse is Amani Manado Manyo. That is a verse. First word is Amani. It has got two words in it. One is Mani, the other one is Na. So Na Mani means Amani. What is a Mani? One who has got Manam. Like one who has got Dhanam is called Dhani, Kubera, Dhani. That is why he is called Dhanada. He can give us money. So one who has Manam is called Mani. What is Manam? Abhimanam. Manam means Abhimanam. Pride. Mostly it is false pride. 99% of the time it is false pride. So Manam is called Abhimanam. Abhimanam where? To something which you think belongs to you. If there is no possession, you cannot have Manam. It is always in reference to something else. You are proud of something. That you are the best cricketer, or you are the best student, you are the most wealthiest. It is always in reference to an object. And anything other than you is called Anatma. Why? Because you are Atma. If you are Atma, anything that is different from you is called Anatma. So that is what Shankara says. When a person loses the capacity to think correctly, that person is called Aviveki. What is that person called? Vivek. Because he does not have Viveka. Viveka means the power to differentiate. The power to differentiate between what is me and what is not me. What is Atma and what is not Atma. Atma and Atma Viveka. That is what we say. That is what it is called. Atma and Atma Viveka means what is really me and what is not me. If it is not me, why shouldn't be proud about it? So Shankara writes, Anatma vastushu atmabhimanaha manaha. In a vastu, in an object, which is anatma, which is not you, which is different from you. Tadrisheshu vastushu abhimanaha. So there was a doctor who had a very new car, Subaru, brand new. And his son was tiny, little kid. So he took the key and he scratched it. He was furious, the dad. How could you do this? Because he was totally identifying with that car. And then they had a fight, and that lasted for a lifelong. That really, for so many years, it was still brewing up, that incident. Because he's talking about it after 40 years. So that is what Mana can really do. It can really ruin relationships. This Abhimana can really ruin relationship. So Anatma Vastushu Abhimanaha is called Manaha. Na Asya Asti. Vishnu does not have it at all. If you go and scratch Garuda, he won't be angry. So a lot of kids, they go and play with it in temple. They sit on the Garuda. Vishnu is like looking at them. Why? Because he's Amani. He does not have any false pride. Why is that he is not worried? Why doesn't he have this pride? Because Swachanda Samvedana Akritihi. Akritihi means Akaram, Surupam. His nature is what? Swa Akriti, Swa Surupam. Swachhanda Samvedanam. Samvedana means knowing, awareness. Samvedana means awareness. Swachhanda means without any obstacle. Free flowing. Free flowing knowledge means what? There is not even an iota of doubt. When your knowing is so perfect, without any doubt, then it is free flowing. Any part you can ask, the answer will come. So he knows for sure who he is. That is why he does not have pride. So in moments of pride, that is what happens. You forget your nature. When you are forgetful of your nature, the car becomes more important for you. The objects of pride become more important than you are. Then immediately you become a mani. Because Vishnu is Swachhanda Samvedana Akriti, he is of the nature of awareness, which is free flowing. Hence, he is free from Abhimana on Anatma Vastu. On an object which is different from him, which is Anatma, he does not have any Abhimana. Hence, he is Amani. This Mana always leads to Avamana. Mana means what? Pride. That expectation that everybody should respect me. Before the Swamiji comes, they will announce Swami Barak, meaning like the kings they used to do, that I can understand. Because kings are really, they are full of ego. But Swamiji, when they come, they announce Swami Barak means the Swamiji is coming. Now everybody stand up. That is called Abhimana. And if somebody does not stand up, then you get offended. That is called Avamana. These both are big ties. This can really color your vision and make you feel very upset. So Shankara has written a beautiful sloka called Dhanya Ashtakam. Dhanya means a person who is very fulfilled, whose father and mother really feel that, oh, this is a good child. Ekas Chandras Tamo Hanti. One moon, full moon is enough to dispel the darkness. Natar Kashateirapi. Not hundreds of stars. You cannot walk on a dark night if stars are there, if it's Amavasya. But one moon is enough, full moon. Na Murka Shatani. If you have 100 fools as children, no use. Subutra Kuladipakaha. But if you have one son who is really smart, who is also very obedient, Kuladipakaha, the entire clan becomes lit up. So, similarly, this mana and avamana, it can really tie you up. Just like the sun can free you up, and if stupid sun can bind you, these two possessions you have, what are they? Mana and avamana. So there Shankara writes, a father and mother becomes dhanya. He has written 8 slokas. It is called what? Dhanya Ashtakam. How a child can make you really worthwhile living your life. Dhanya. Dhanya, the word dhanya comes from dhanyam. Dhanya means a lot of grains. Meaning in those times, that was your dhanam. That's why the word dhana comes from that grains. Dhanyam, dhanam, pashum, bahuputra, labham. That's how they bless you. So you become dhanya. How? Tektva mamahameti bandha kare pade dve. You have to give up 2 ties which are tying you like chains. Those are just 2 words. What are those 2 words? Mama aham. First word is mama. This is mine. This belongs to me. The Subaru belongs to the dealer. Doesn't belong to you. But if you just say mama, that is a bandhanam. The second bandhanam is aham. I am the greatest. This is called manam. Tektva mamahamiti bandha kare pade dve. Dve pade. These 2 words. Mark it. Aham mama. What will they lead to? Aham will lead to avamanam. I am the greatest means if nobody is recognizing that, I have a problem. And if I think that I possess this, then you want manam. Yeah, everybody has to recognize, oh, you have the greatest car. They have to come and recognize you. Then what happens? Tektva mamahamiti bandha kare pade dve manavamana sadrishaha. When you do this tyaga of these two things, when you give up aham and mama, immediately mana and avamana becomes sadrisha. Doesn't make any difference. Somebody scratches your neighbor's car, you're so viragi. Nothing happens to you. Why? Because you gave up. You gave up your possession of that car. So once you give up that, what happens to you? Mana vamana sadrishaha. Why? Samadarshinaste. You can even tell. Don't worry, this is just a car. What is the big deal? That is called Samadarsanam. So everything you see as the Samadarshana means Samaloshta Asma Kanchanam. Asma means mud. Kanchana means gold. Both are same. So once you give up, this is what will happen. Once you can give up this aham and mama, mana vamana sadrishaha samadarshinaste. Then if it doesn't belong to you, then whom does it belong to? It belongs to Jagat Karta. Kartara Manyam Avabuddhya. They understood that Vishnu is the Karta of the entire world. Tad Avabuddhya. Tad Arpitam te. They do Krishnarpanam, they give it up. Kurvande karma bhui tehi dhanyaha. Those who walk about in this world doing actions, really those are the people who are dhanya, the blessed ones. Hence mana can be a big problem. That is why he is amani. Because he does not look into anatma as atma. That is why he is amani. Anatma vastushu atmatva abhimanaha asya nasti. He does not have that abhimana in anatma. Why? Swachanda samvedana akritehe. Because his nature is knowledge. His nature is awareness. Hence he is amani.
So I have a question. So I thought the Atma, Anatma would be for us. Why would there be even a question of Atma, Anatma for Vishnu? Because everything is him anyway. For him, from his perspective, there should be no Anatma. For us,
Now the word amani means manam na asya asti. One who does not have manam. Why he does not have manam? Because you have to analyze why there is manam. Manam is because you have atma buddhi in anatma. Then manam comes. He does not have it. It is from our point of view. It is not from, that is okay, but it is all from our point of view. We are doing the stotram. Bhishma is doing the stotram. And it is also an instruction that you should be amani. Just like it is Vishwarupa, it is also your Swarupa. You also are of the nature of awareness. So you don't have to belittle yourself. So it is from our perspective. So, because he is amani, because he does not have pride, he is ready to give mana to everyone. Once, if you have pride, you have problem respecting others. If he comes and respects me first, then I will respect him. That is the condition. Vishnu does not have a problem. Because he is amani, everybody who is coming, he will respect. That is why he is called manadaha. That is the meaning, word meaning. We will see what Shankara says. But manadaha means manam dasyati. One who gives respect. One who is very respectful. Why? How? Because a very, very poor person, he came to meet him. He came to meet Krishna. What was that poor person's name? So he washed his feet. What did he do? He washed his feet. He took off his chappal, washed his feet. Not only did he wash, he asked Rukmini to bring the towel to wipe it. So he did all that. Why? Because he is manadaha. He is ready to give respect. To whom? To his bhakta. That Shankara will say. Oh, he is going in a different direction. first, and then coming back to the Sudama. First, he says, for people in general, Abhimanam dadati, one who creates false pride. One who creates Abhimanam in people. That's the meaning of Manadaha. Why do you have Manam? Because Vishnu is giving it to you. How? So Mayaya. Because of his Maya Shakti. Maya means Ajnanam. Maya means ignorance. By covering you up with ignorance, he makes you very proud. So Mayaya Sarvesham Anatma Swabhimanam Dadati. He makes them feel that all this Anatma belongs to me. He makes them feel that way. Mattasmriti Jnanam Apohanam Cha. Krishna says that I give them the Jnanam and Apasmriti, Apohanam. So he gives them the Smriti and says that, remember, you have that $1 million sitting in the locker, you are great. And suddenly the person is sitting normally, but when this thought creeps in his mind, he becomes all like that red thing going up. Because that vritti came in. And who gave that vritti, that mana vritti, manam? Manadaha. Vishnu gave that abhimanam. He made him feel one with that anatma and made him feel puffed up. That is why he is manadaha. That is the first meaning. So mayaya, because of his ajnanam, maya shakti, he gives sarvesham anatma swabhimanam, makes them, give them pride, false pride. Hence he is called manadaha dadati. Second one, manam means satkaram. First manam means abhimanam, false pride. The second meaning of manam is, manam means satkaram, respect. That's what I was talking. To whom does he give that? Bhaktanam. So bhaktanam, for his devotees, he gives a lot of satkaram, respect. Hence he is called as manadaha. The third meaning of da is, dadadi means give, dadadi also means take, to cut off. So, Tattvavidam. Who is the Tattvavid? People who know what is Tattvam. What is Tattvam? Truth. Tvam means the state of being. Tvam means what? State of being. What is Pashutvam? The state of being an animal. What is Manushyatvam? The state of being a human. Like Tattvam means the state of being that. That means truth. Vid means one who knows. So one who knows the nature of truth is called Tattvavid. So Tattvavidam, for people who are already analyzed what is truth and who are studying it, who are pursuing it, for them manam dati. He removes their manam. He removes their abhimanam. Abhimanam khandayati. Idi manadaha. This manam is a very big problem. That's why they say, every day they sing, Tana mana dana tera, sabu kuch tera. Why? Because they want to give up the manam. It is like you tell a person, I'll give you $100. Then he comes to you. You give them that neat, white, perfect cover. Say, there is $100. You believe me? Yes. And you give it to him. You have small talk, you have chai and everything. When he leaves, you take it back. You come tomorrow. Aaj nahi, kal. And then again he comes tomorrow, again also he gives the same cover. Have the small talk and every day you are saying, Tanabana Tera. It is like that. Then that guy is asking you, why are you doing this? Torture. Every day you are giving me. Then he says, every day I want to give you $100. That's why I'm doing this. So, that is what our prayers are like that. Our prayers are like, every day you say Sri Krishna Arpanam, meaning you have given up everything. But again tomorrow you are keeping the cover ready. Why? Because who is trying to surrender? Who is doing the Saranagati? Who is going and falling on the feet of God? The ego, the mani. Tyaja dharmam adharmancha yena tyajati tat tyaja. First you have to give adharma. Then you have to even give dharma. And you are giving up dharma and adharma by what? By your ego. That also you have to give up. But that the ego will not give up. Why? Because tomorrow again he wants to give $100. That is why it is so hard to, even for a Tattva Veta, a person who is pursuing Tattvam, even for him this Abhimanam will not be gone by himself, he cannot do it. That is why Shankara says, Tattva Vidam, for people who are very well in the pursuit of truth, the Jnanis, for them also there will be a little bit of Abhimanam. That will be there. That Vishnu Manadaha, he comes and cuts it off. Why? Because he is Kripa Surupa. That is why they are so much dependent upon the Kripa of Bhagavan. Even Jnanis, Sugabrahmam, he knows Tattvam, but still he rejoices in Bhagavatam. He rejoices in meditating on Krishna. Why? Because Krishna is the only one who can take that final Yenat Tejati, that offering only Krishna can do. That is why he is called Manadaha. That is the third meaning. Bhaktanam Tattvavidam Anatmavastu Abhimanam Khandayati. He cuts it. That is why he is Manadaha. So Amani Manadaha. The next one is Manyaha. Sarvaihi Mananiyaha. Sarvaihi means by all. By all means what? Manushyas, Asuras and Devas. Everybody worships Paramatma. Why? Sarvesharatvat. He is not only the god of gods, he is also the god of Asuras. He is also the god of Manushya. Hence he is called as Manyaha. Why he is Sarveshwara? Because Lokaswami. Chadurdasha Lokanam Swami. He is the owner. Who is a Swami? Swam means mine. This is mine, one who can claim. This is Swami. For the 14 worlds, the Lokaswami is Vishnu, Paramatma. Hence he is Pujyaha, Manyaha. So Amani, Manado, Manyaha, Lokaswami. Lokaswami means the leader of the worlds. How do you become the leader of the worlds? You cannot say that I am Trump, the greatest, I am the leader. If nobody is behind you, first you have to be Manyaha. People have to come and respect you. When will they respect you? When you are Manadaha, when you respect them. And when will you respect them? When you are Amani. When you don't have any pride, false pride. So this Amani, Manadaha, Manyaha, Lokaswami. There is a step to become Lokaswami, to become a leader. And then Triloka. There are 3 words here. First word is 3. 3 means in English also 3. Loka means the worlds. The world we are living. The world above. And the world beneath. These are the 3 words. Dhrika means one who carries. He is the one who is carrying the 3 words. How does he carry that? Trim lokan dharayati. How? In the next line, again this word comes, Dharadaraha, the last name in this line. It is the same meaning. There he will explain how he carries. For now, Triloka means he is just carrying the 3 words. Because the same name is repeated, there he will explain it thoroughly. So Triloka means one who carries the 3 regions. Bhuhu, Bhuha and Swaha. The next one is Sumedha. Medha, one who has got good Medha. Why good Medha? Because the word Medha means the power to remember. Dhir Dharanavati Medha Buddhistu Shemushim. Buddhiman means a person who has analytical capability. That is the meaning of Buddhi. Medhavi means a person who has the power of retention. You tell him something, he will remember after 10 years. Aisa bola tha. You told this. Because he's a Medhavi. Dharanavati Dhihi. And Vishnu is Sumedha. He remembers everything. And that's why he could have just said Medhavi. Why did you say Sumedhavi? Because he only remembers good things, not everything. Shobhana Medha Prajna Asya Asti iti Sumedha. One who remembers all good things. This is a very good quality when you are a learner of scriptures. Because without Medha, you won't be able to recall at your will. That is a very useful tool for Nididhyasanam, for meditation. Then he talks about Asich, a pratyaya which goes into that. And the sutra he writes there, Nitya Asich Praja Medhayoho. For the Medha Shabda and Praja Shabda, the Asich pratyaya is added. It's a Paninian rule.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Go back to the previous word Trilok. When we use the word Trilok in general usage, do we mean Bhur Bhuva Swa, which are the three higher worlds from here? Or do we mean the Patal and the earth and the heaven? Which is the common understanding of Trilok?
The Bhurbu Swaha, they are called Vyahirti. Vyahirti means it's a mantra. Like Pranava, Om is Pranava. Bhurbu Swaha, that's called Vyahirti. This Pranava and Vyahirti, they are always chanted before mantras. Tatsavitur Varenyam is the beginning of the mantra. Om is not part of that mantra. Bhurbu Swaha is also not part of that mantra. So Bhurbu Swaha is said as Vyahirti. So when they talk about that, they only talk above, when that is told. But when they say Triloka, they mean Patala, Bhutala and Swarga. That's what they mean. But that Bhurbu Swaha expression is always invariably in mantra. And that is always above. So you are looking at the sun and chanting that, the Gayatri mantra. So it's always above. You are not looking there. 3 words means below also.
It's like the Om Ityagre Vyahare. Iti first that comes in the Narayan.
Yeah. There is no Vyakriti. Om Namo Narayanaya. When you say Om Namo Narayanaya, you cannot say Narayanaya Namo Om. They say that Narayanaya Nama Om. Like that they say. No. You have to say Om iti Agre Vyahare. Agre means first. First you say Om. Nama iti Paschat. Then you say Namaha. Then Narayana Yetyuparishtat. Om Namo Narayana. This is the way to chant. He is just telling. There is no Vyakriti. But Bhurbu Swaha, generally it comes in the context of Vyakriti. As a mantra, like just Om is a prefix in several mantras. Bhurbu Swaha is also a prefix to several mantras. Like Gayatri mantra. Bhurbu Svaridiva Etas Tisro Vyahrudayaha. Like that, there are several mantras in the beginning which you say Bhurbu Swaha in Vedic chanting. And when they do that, it is always above. But when you say Trilokam, you say down, middle, up. But Om Bhurbu Swaha, it's always 7 up. It's up. It's never down. Okay. You won't get 7 up in heaven. Why? Because this heaven means, it's not like the Christian heaven for us. Heaven means Yenna Dukkhena Sambhinnam Nachagrastamanantaram. A place where there is no unhappiness at all. It's pure happiness. You can just make a call and ask the supervisor, what is going on? Cannot have any unhappiness at all. Unalloyed happiness. That is the name of Swarga. You will also get a Swarga Shariram. It's very different from Muslim heaven. There are no, those descriptions are not there. It is a state of consciousness. Tetam bhuktva swarga lokam visalam kshine punye martya lokam visanti. So you can have all the papas also on the one side. For that you will come back again. Once your punya is lost, you will come sun down and then enjoy the papa also. So it's a continuous cycle of papa and punya. Unless you understand, you become a vidwan. When you become a vidwan, tametam vidwan amrita iha bhavati. When you are in this body, you should get this. There is a difference between our heaven and their heaven. For us, it has to be right now. You cannot wait after death. After death, you don't get moksha. After death, you get another body. After death, what do you get? Another body. Why? Because you did not know. So here in this world, you have to know. Tamevam vidwan amrita iha bhavati. Nanyah pantha vidyate anaya. You don't have any other part other than knowledge. So you cannot skip school. Bhakti karo mukti milega. Shankara does not agree. You have to. That is what it makes you eligible. When you say Ramakrishna Hari for a very long time, every day you are saying Dukkha Vinusya Manaka. What is this Dukkham? One day you will have to think. After 25 years, suddenly that Punyam will make you think. Only this thinking, this Vicharam. What is this thinking called? Vicharam. Only that Vicharam can take your ego away. Because who is thinking? Who is a thinker? Ego is the thinker. Will the ego commit suicide? No. But he is so scared about Vichara. It's like our ministers, like Trump. He hates investigation. Trump hates. He will first fire all the officers who are investigating him. Why do you want to fire the investigators? Because he cannot stand the word investigation. I am Trump. Like that, Ahankara is like that. Ahankara can never come face to face with Vichara. When Atma Vichara, Atma and Ahankara are two opposite sides. And Atma can be freed only by Vichara. That is why they say, Nanya Pantha Yanai Vidite means what? It is not to claim supremacy over Raja Yoga, Kriya Yoga. It is not to say those guys are dumb. No. Even they have to come to do Atma Vichara one day. They are trying to do things to make them eligible to be ready for Vichara. Because ego cannot go away without self-examining. It's like a thief. You just have to be there, watchman. That's all. If you just are there, he will not enter. So constantly you have to keep on watching the Ahankara. And who is watching? The Ahankara is watching. That's why he will not do it properly. That's why we have to always use the higher self to get rid of the lower self. That is why even Vidwan, the great scholars, Tattvaveta, they need Bhagavan's help for the last nudging. For that final nudge, you would need Bhagavan's grace. But without Vicharam, you cannot get rid of this Ahankara. Once Ahankara is gone, all that is left is Brahman. Brahmavida apnodi param. Then you will get Brahman. So, that is Trilokaha. Next one is Medhajaha. Medhajaha. One who is born out of Medha. Who is born out of Medha? The Bodham, the awareness. Who is Vishnu? Awareness. How is awareness born? Out of Medha. What is Medha here? The second word. Now, earlier Medha was the power of retention, Buddhi. Here Medha means name of a yaga. That's what Shankara writes. Medhe adhvare jayate. Adhvaram, adhvara, adhvaryu. Adhvara means yagam. It's a name of a yaga. So, when you do that yaga, Vishnu is born.
Like Ashwamedha.
Yeah, Ashwamedha, right. Yes, that is right. Ashwamedha is Medha where Ashwa is involved. Medha is where Vishnu is involved. Any yaga is Vishnu. Why? Yajno vai Vishnu. Any yaga is nothing but Vishnu. So he is Medhajaha, means one who is born out of yaga. That's only in our religion we have Medha. Only we have, no religions has Ashwamedha. Yajna is only in our culture. It doesn't mean that the prayer they do is not born. When you say La ilaha illallah, Punyam is born. You have to agree that. Because there is only one Ishvara. But he has many names. Depending upon which part of the world, if you are in a place where there is deserted thinking, then you have a different name for God there. In India, we have several names. That is why we always talk about Abheda. We always said there is no difference in the Vastu. It's only one Paramatma. Ekam Sat Vipraha Bhuda Vadanti. It's the one truth which we call by many names. So Medhajaha. Medha means Yajnam. Yajnam means Punyakarma. One who is born of prayer. Any prayer, everywhere, he will be born. Here specifically Medha is Adhvara, which is a Vedic ritual. So one who is born of this Vedic ritual. Vedic rituals are necessary. That is why in the Vedic ritual we say, see, I am a Kamakami. Ayo Bhava, make me a Dharmakami. Kamakama Yamahyam Kameshwaro Vai Sravano Dadatu. You are Kameshwara. You are the Lord of all Kamas because you have attained all the Kamas. You are Apta Kama. You don't have any Kama. But I want this chocolate, After all this class, I just want one bite. So please give me that. That's why you say that in the end. They say that you list your wishes. At the end of the prayer, that's how the parents teach you. Now list your wishes. When do you say that? Before, after the Aarti, immediately after Aarti, you will say, Tanamana de diya sab. No, mere ko de do. I gave you the $100. Now you give me this LSAT, whatever you want. That is called Kamakami. That is what? Kamakami. Why you have to recognize that you are a Kamakami? Because you won't get Shanti. Kama is not something is going to go away. Now you can think that this Kama is done. But tomorrow another Kama will pop up. Najadu Kama Kamanam Ubabhogena Shamyati. One Kama will not end if you eat it. The next laddu will immediately pop up. How? Because Kama is called Agni. What is Kama? Dushpurena nale nacha Gita. Dushpuram analam. Fire which can never be quenched. Havisha Krishna Vartmeva Bhuya Eva Abhivardhate. Fire is called Krishna Vartma. What is a Krishna Vartma? One who makes his path Krishna, black. Vartma means marga. If you drag a big charcoal and light it, you bring through your hay, yard. What will happen? There will be a black patch. That's why he is called Krishna Vartma. Wherever the fire goes, he makes a black path. So fire is called Krishna Vartma, one who makes a black path. Kama is like that. It always leaves a scar in your heart. Whenever you have a Kama fulfilled, there is also a side effect. Just like the medicines you take, death is the side effect. Like that, for Kama also, some part of you dies away. Some part of your heart burns away. So that is why we pray Kama Kama Yamahim. You recognize that first. You recognize that you are a Kama Kama. Why? Then you will become Dharma Kamaha. Then you want to love Dharma. Dharma means Jijnasa, education, Vichara. That is Dharma. So that is, for that first you have to recognize that you are a Kama Kama. Sashanti mapnoti na Kama Kami. Only a Dharma Kama will attain Shanti. Because Kama Kama increases, Dharma Kama subsides. It becomes very content. Then you don't want to go to the next one again.
So yajna is always karma kanda. It is always, desire is always associated with yajnas.
No. It is the attitude. See, you are sitting here, listening to what I am saying. You are doing jnana yajna. If you are a psychologist, I will have to pay you for doing the same jnana yajna. Why? Because attitude changes there. There you are doing that therapy as a kamya karma. Here you are doing the same thing. Both are listening. But this person is listening without any agenda, without any karma in mind. Same thing if you do the Ashwamedha to please Krishna, to please Rama, then you get Chitta Shuddhi and Moksha. But the same Ashwamedha, if you want to conquer your neighboring kingdom, then you can get that. But you will miss out Moksha. You will miss out Andhakarana Shuddhi. That will create a deep scar in your soul. Because you are attaining this karma, it also comes with all the side effects. So the entire karma kanda can be used as a tool to prepare your mind for maturity. Just like your regular work. At home, as a mother, you are doing all the work selflessly. But the same thing, if a neighbor comes and asks you, you will charge him. Like, give me like $15 per hour. I will babysit. But you are doing the babysitting free of cost for your own children. For your children, it is Nishkama Karma. For that neighbor, it is Sakama Karma. Why? There is a change in shift in your attitude. Here there is a recognition of the greatness of motherhood, of sacrifice. There is a recognition of the greatness of money, so that you can buy a bigger property. So what are you recognizing? That is called Purushartha Nischaya. Purushartha means what? Whatever the Purusha wants, whatever the human being wants. Artha means Prayojanam. If your Purushartha is money, then you become Kamakami. But if your Purushartha is Jnanam, knowing yourself, then you become Nishkama. So you cannot blame karma at all. Even a Jnani has to do karma. He wrote this book. He wrote 82 books. And if he is writing this book means, it's all work. But that work did not bind him. Why it did not bind him? Because it was Nishkama Karma. So Sakama Karma will bind you. Nishkama Karma will free you. Nishkama Karma will free you. It's a non-binding work. The entire Karma Kanda is needed because it is all laws, divine laws. You see, if you want to go and get a thing in the world, like you want a beautiful rose or a tree, you don't have to look up the Veda. Why? Because you know, you can go to Maria Gardens and get it. When do you look up to the scripture, any scripture, Quran or whatever scripture? When are people looking at the scriptures, the divine words, revelation? Because they are not able to get that information in the world. The worldly information is available by common sense. But this scriptural information is the revelation by wise people. And they don't have to tell you how to go about your day-to-day life. They don't have to tell you. You know how to get children and everything. But then when you fail, in the worldly sense when you fail, then they have some suggestions. But that requires Shraddha. But you should not mistake it as a list of huge series of temptation. Like Walmart, you shouldn't see that it is a huge shopping mall where you will get Putragameshti by Putra, Swargagameshti, Swarga. You should not look at it that. Any karma in the Veda can provide you with Swarga as well as Antakarana Shuddhi. That is why the Vedas are learned. Then all these people would have left learning Veda. Because Upanishads are only 2 chapters. 80 chapters are Karmaganda. How come the Vedas are saved till? Why should Swami start a website called Vedamalu.com? Why should Satya Sai Baba have an institute? Why? Because he wants to preserve that. Why it is preserved? Because the Karmakanda, when you learn the entire Veda, you can use the same Veda for also moksha. It is intermingled. First line will talk about your Swarupa. Ishavasyavidagdis sarvamet kinja jagatam jagat. Whatever is in the jagat is Ishvara. Next line it will say, Kurvan neve karma ani jijivishet chadagam samaha. Have you decided to live for 100 years? You have everything already, social security, everything is set up. You are completely insured. then make sure you don't retire. Every day do Nishkama Karma. Without doing karma, without being a contributor, don't be a consumer. Why? Because first line you did not understand. When first line he says everything is Ishvara, Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat, you're asking, no, I am seeing Tom, Dick and Harry, where is Vishnu? Kurvaneve karma ani, you have to do little more karma. There are only two kinds of people in this world. One is Vidwan. Who is Vidwan? Who has got Jnana Nishtha, who has no doubt about self. The other one is Karmi. Why he is doing karma? Why do you want to do karma? Because you want a salary. Why do you want a salary? Because you think that you are not complete, you are not Purna. That is why Veda keeps on going back to Karma Kanda. But every step it keeps telling that this karma is going to bind you. It always gives that fine print. You have to read it. Every Vedic statement has that fine print. See, this is Kama Kama, you'll be better off by Dharma Kama. Hence, it's all to make you eligible. Hence, he is called Medhajaha. He is born of Punya Karma. Who? Vishnu. Next one is Dhanyaha. Dhanyaha. The next one is Dhanyaha. Dhanyaha means Kritarthaha. So Dhanyaha means what? Kritartha. Kritartha. There are two words, Kritam and Artham. Artham means objective, Prayojanam. Kritam means done. One who has completed his objectives. Meaning one who is fulfilled. What is the meaning of Dhanya? One who is fulfilled. One who has accomplished what needs to be accomplished. Vishnu is Dhanyaha. Medhajo Dhanyo Satyamedha.
So what you said earlier, Aptakama, that is the same thing
Which one?
as
Dhanyaha.
Or this is karma and that is kama.
Here Dhanyaha means one who is fulfilled. One who does not get into the business of becoming. What is the meaning of Dhanya? One who does not want anything. When do you become Arthi? When you are not a Kritarthi. Arthi means a person who is seeking. Vidyarthi means a person who seeks knowledge. Karmarthi is a person who takes work. You are fired. Become a Karmarthi. Go to job headhunters. That is called Karmarthi. And Dhanarthi. Krishna says that, no, in the Gita. Artho Jijnasur Artharthi Jnani Chavaradarshava Chaturvida Bhajante Man. 4 people come to me. So Artharthi means he is not a Kritarthi. He is not fulfilled. There is something left. Some bills have to be paid. Hence he becomes a Artharthi. And you cannot go and borrow to another person who is also an Artharthi. Because he will charge you more interest. But if you go to a Dhanya who can write off everything, then that Dhanya will, because he is Kritarthi himself, he has no more Artha, accomplishments in his mind. That is why Vishnu is Dhanyaha. He is Kritartha. Hence he can provide you with all that you need. In that sense he is used here. This is something to be meditated upon. Like this, it's a possibility for us. We can also be Dhanya by giving mana, by giving this tukda artha. Once and for all, give it off. Then you don't have to be an arthi. Yeah.
Becoming to being.
Be centered in the being.
This manya is the same as mano, mahantu, mutamano.
Arbhagam mana ukshantam taman ukshitam.
Same mana, same meaning. Similar.
Their mana is the same. Yeah.
Mana is the same.
There manaha means, no, it's not the same. Ma means not. There ma means what? Mano vadhihi. Ma naha avadhihi. Avadhihi means kill. Don't kill us, don't torture us. Because he is Rudra. Rudra means he is the giver of law. He is the giver, he makes you cry. When do you cry? Because you are expecting A plus. You got a C or D. You got a whatever you wanted. The karma phala became lesser than what you expected, or different than what you expected. That's why you cry, without realizing that it is your own making. So don't make us cry like that. That's what. There, ma naha. Ma means don't. Like in the Ramayana, the first verse. Ma nishada pradishthatvam. Hey Nishada, hey hunter, ma Shashwati Samaha. Don't go and live for 100 years. Meaning what? Die now. He's giving a shapa. So there ma means don't. Here and naha means there us. Asmakam naha. So here mana, there it is verb. Here it is noun. Manaha is one word basically. Manaha is two words there. Mano mahantam utamano arbhagam. Yeah. Not only don't kill me, don't kill our fathers. Mano vadi pitaram motam mataram. My mother also don't leave, like Parashurama. Mother also, please don't take care of her. Don't hurt her. You are asking Ishvara there. So kritartha. Kritartha artha means here accomplishment. So generally artha in Purushartha means these four. Here artha means any accomplishment. Any accomplishment has been kritam, has been done by Vishnu. There is nothing left for him to be done. Hence you can go and ask him anything, because he is kritartha. And then satyamedha. Satyamedha. Medha means buddhi. Medha means buddhi. But your buddhi can be false. Sometimes your buddhi can be false. And when it is false, it becomes useless. When your intellect becomes false, it cannot accomplish what needs to be accomplished by your buddhi. But for him, he does not have that problem. He is satyamedha. Satya means avitatham. Never useless. Saphalam. So his medha, his incisive intellect, is always useful. So not only you should have intellect, it has to be honest. It has to be satyamedha. That is the story. Then only it will be fruitful. Only intellectual honesty can be called satyamedha, and that is avidatham. That will be fruitful. And his intellect is satyam. Vishnu's intellect is satyamedha. The word satyam means which does not change. And medha means intellect, buddhi. So they don't update. There is no next version. That is truth. You cannot invent something else and say this is better. Now dharadaraha. This is like Trilokadhrit. Trilokadhrit. Dhara, dharaha. There are two words here. First one is dhara. Dhara means dharati. That which carries. Who carries you? The mother. In the beginning she carried you, right? That is why she is called Dhara. What about all the creatures in the world? Bhumata. You are carried by Mata. The entire universe is carried by Bhumata. Hence she is called Dhara. Dhara, Dharani, it's all name of Bhumi. And he is called Dhara, Dharaha. He carries the earth. How does he carry? Amshaihi. With his assistant. Vishnu has several assistants. Who are they? Sheshadyehi. Beginning with Shesha. The first assistant is Shesha. Why Shesha is the first assistant? How do you call your assistant? Morning you get up in your bed. If the bed itself is the assistant, all the more easier. So Vishnu's bed is what? Shesha. It's called Sheshashai. So then he calls, hey, get up, go and carry the earth. Then Shesha goes and carries the entire earth. So Vishnu does not move. This is the story. Vishnu is Akarta. Just like you. Who are you? You are Akarta. You don't do anything. Who is doing this? Ahankara is doing. Naham karomi kamah karodi naham karta kamah karta naham karida kamah kareda yeshade kama kama yaswaha. Everything is done by desire. You are only just watching. Like that, Vishnu also doesn't do anything. He gets everything by his amsha. Just like you have an assistant. Who is your assistant? You don't desire. You call upon desire. Hey, chocolate desire, go and get me chocolate. When the chocolate desire goes and does manipulation, and then gets the chocolate and keeps it. You are just a witness consciousness. Similarly, Vishnu with his amsha. Amsha means his bhaga. His own part and parcel. Hare Krishna language. His own part and parcel is called amsha. This amsha, through them he accomplishes all these actions. He doesn't have to go and get up and do this. Dharadaraha. He's not like a carrier of, like that in India you have that Maruti. He carries that entire mountain. Like that he doesn't do this work. He gets it accomplished through Sheshadyehi. That's what Shankara writes. Amshaihi, Asheshaihi, Sheshadyehi, Ashesham Dharam Dharn. There is not just this one universe. There are several universes. Aneka Koti Brahmanda. There is not one Brahmanda. So he needs several assistants and they all are carrying it properly. That's why they are all staying properly. That is why he is called Dharadaraha. Hence he is called as Dharadaraha.
Why is this not Kurma?
Kurma is himself.
This is not Kurma.
No. Here he says Asheshehi Amshehi. Amsha means his part. Kurma is not his part. Kurma is himself.
Who's also Dhara.
Kurma is not Dhara. Kurma is Dharadaraha.
Dhara.
Yeah. Yes.
Kurma is Dhara.
Kurma is Dharadara. Varaha is Dharadara. Varaha also carried the earth. Yeah. But here he is calling off Shesha. Yeah. They say that the world rests on Shesha. The Shesha rests on Kurma. That's how they say. So Shesha is resting on Kurma. Kurma is on the base.
So this Mahidhara.
Yeah, Mahidra. Even the Shesha has to be carried by him finally. The entire thing is carried by whom? Vishnu, yeah. Amshehi, Asheshehi, Sheshadyehi, Ashesham Dharam, the entire universe. Dharayan, by carrying, he is called as Dharadaraha. Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam, Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahisha, Gobrahmanebhyah Shubhamastu Nityam, Loka